But there is one area where you and I are in perfect agreement. How precarious a woman's life is when it's dependent on the whims of a man.
Marin, when you read this scene on the page, what was your initial reaction? I mean, it's brilliant.
Thanks. Well, thank you to Amy and Dan who write this and the other fellow writers on the show. I love Rachel Brosnahan so much. I have a child. I don't have a daughter, but now I have a daughter because I get to play her mom. And she's like just a near perfect child. I don't know any imperfection in her. And what's funny is my character has to find a lot of fault in her, right? She has to be really critical of her. And in real life, I don't find any of that. So what I loved when I got this script was I thought, I get to say, I understand you.
Yeah.
And in real life, we don't often say that to people. I think there is, a lot of sort of stuff that happens between humans, and sometimes even, of course, between mother and daughters or any parent and child. And to have a moment where you get to say to your child, or in this case, in my own life, to get to say to my mom, I understand you. I feel the same way as you. And we have a lot that we don't necessarily see eye to eye on, but on one really, really important place, we really do. And I loved that so much. And I felt like it was 3 years of waiting to be able to reach out to that character of Midge and say, I hear you. I'm there with you. And then, of course, she turns around 30 seconds later and is like, and we're done. You know what I mean? It was so Rose. It's like, I can only be, because she's not sentimental. And I love how Amy and Dan don't want that. They don't want like a weeping soap opera. Like they don't hold on things too long. They move through them because they think life is like that, right?
Right.
And I love that they gave her, Rose, the space to say something that pure. And then she turned around and like did, her matchmaking again and like said shoo to her daughter. But I just love that scene. And Rachel Brosnahan, I have to say, guys, she came in to give me that stuff in the beginning because her character's so mad at me for having gone to Benjamin. And every single time she walked through that door and came into that room, she was so top of her game. And I thought, Amy has to do like 20 versions of this and like show them to the world because I don't know how she's going to choose. How are they going to choose which is the best performance? And so you don't even have to do anything as a performer. You just watch what she offers. She's so good. She's so good.
You're so good. And this is your
thanks.
second consecutive year being nominated for the Emmy. I mean, does being nominated ever get old?
No, I have to tell you, like, I never, in my whole life growing up, I never won anything. Not even, I think I won bingo once or something. But I just don't, awards, that wasn't part of it. It was just like, try and be a workhorse. Try and connect to people, be as generous and open a human as possible. And that other stuff is like, they say, gravy. It's like, cherries on top of your ice cream sundae. So last year when I found out I was nominated, I was with my child and I was near the ocean and I sat and looked out and I went, oh my God, like this is unbelievable that this work is recognized. I'm so happy for the job, but now I'm also so happy I get to get a dress. So anyway, this year I don't think we need to have those fancy dresses because we're not going to have a real ceremony. But the truth is, I feel so blessed to be amongst a group of actresses that I am in awe of. That group that I'm up with, each one is giving a performance that's beyond. And Alex Borstein right there, I'm in a category with this genius. So I just feel so lucky that I'm in that room with them.
Where were you when you were told that you were nominated this year?
It's funny. I was also visiting my family lives on the East Coast. And so I happened to also be near the water and a whole group of people I had quarantined and they were all safe distancing and coming over to this house that I had rented. And they showed up and I had heard the news and I didn't know if I wanted to tell them because I was so excited to be with family. And then one of my cousin was the one who told everybody. And they all were screaming and yelling. And then I just went out into the water and like went swimming by myself. It was great.